Betty Bateman Chapman was born in Macon, Georgia, married to her loving husband, Alvah H. Chapman Jr. on March 22, 1943. She became a full-time homemaker, raising two daughters, Chris and Dale. During her 65 years of marriage to Alvah, Betty became heavily involved in her husband's civic endeavors to make a difference. In 2002, the Homeless Assistance Center was named after Alvah H. Chapman Jr. and Betty B. Chapman. Today, she is a proud grandmother of 6 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren. What is it about Betty's energy and light that is just so amazing?
Betty is an angel. She's one of those people who has a heart of gold, looks for no other purpose in life but to help others, is constantly and willing to lend a hand. Betty is as effective and as efficient at leading as Alvah was in a completely different way. And that smile and that look when she asks you to do something or when she's talking about this organization, I can't say no to that. It's just impossible.
We are celebrating Betty this year. You've gotten to know her so well. What is the magic little charm about that little dynamo?
You know what? I wish I had the key to that. She is an amazing woman. I think for so many years she supported Alvah. She was the woman behind the man, but she was his strength, actually. She supported him in everything he did, but she was always kind of in the background. But I think now that Alvah has left us, she's taken on a much bigger role and she steps out front, but she still feels that Alvah is motivating her. His spirit is with her, and she feels like it's her responsibility to carry on with what Alvah started.
She captures for me what is the epitome of the heart and soul of the dignity and hope that we want Chapman Partnership to always be about. It was such a struggle to get the name changed, but she was the one that we had to convince to do it exactly the way Alvah would want it to be. So she always wanted to make sure that she was in concert with the love of her life.
Every year, Chapman Partnership honors a member of the community with the Alvah H. Chapman Jr. Humanitarian Award, given to the individual who's been instrumental in leading the challenge of empowering homeless men, women, and children in our community, as well as encouraging philanthropy throughout the community to help the homeless. The Board of Trustees of Chapman Partnership is proud to honor Betty Chapman with this year's Alvah H. Chapman Jr. Humanitarian Award.
This was the first time, this was when we lived in Columbus. It was the first time that they had ever made the gold, was the year he was chairman.
Well, no wonder you grabbed him. Look at what a handsome young man he was. Did Alvah go to the Citadel?
Oh yeah, he graduated.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
I'll show you. Here he was a cadet.
And 20 years ago, when he suddenly started formulating Chapman to help the homeless, did he talk with you about it a little bit? Were you on board?
Yeah, well, yes. Well, we attended a disciples' Bible study for 34 weeks. And at the end, the last day, they said, well, now we've completed the course. How do you think you can serve the Lord? And Alvah was the first one to speak up. He said, I want to use my leadership skills to help the homeless. He said, we've got to do something about that. And I said, well, if Alvah's going to do that, I'll be his helper, because that's what I've always been. So he had a plan. We visited the rescue mission and the Salvation Army and Camilla's house, the ones that we have here. And they were doing a fine job, but they couldn't take care of enough people. He just didn't want to just feed them and have a place for them to sleep. He wanted them to move on to a better way of life. And I guess one of the most difficult things was finding a place to build it. They had a meeting down at, the people were so against it. And so they had it at the night center. And it went well. And then when they were going to build the one down at Homestead, the very people that spoke against it were there to speak for it. It was amazing.
Everyone wants to honor you with the Humanitarian Award for 20 years of all this. And what do you say to that?
Well, I'm honored, but I'm humbled, but I accept it because I feel in my heart that Alvah would want me to do it this year. It's a very special award to me because it's named for him. And I think it's what he'd like for me to do.
And he was the love of your life.
Yeah, and he was the love of my life.